This is the 900th take of our Rough Riders presentation. So the Rough Riders of New Mexico were led by Teddy Roosevelt and were named by him Roosevelt's Rough Riders. Of the 125,000 volunteers, the most notable Rough Riders were Billy McGinty and Buffalo Bill. They were equipped with mid-tier weapons for the time. I wouldn't say anything too special, but enough to get the job done. The job, of course, being fighting in the Spanish-American War. Then they went off to training. However, many of them were already skilled in riding on horseback, and this part was not too tasking. They were then sent off to Florida, where they would depart to Cuba. This was the role they played in the Spanish-American War, and I want to write a song about that now. Regardless, they were very unprepared upon leaving, and only 8 of the 12 companies were permitted to go. This is roughly 1/3 of their force, and as such, morale took a hit. Now, their first job when they got there was, after unloading their equipment, to go scout. They did scout and found the outpost of Las Guzmas. So they headed back to camp and they told them what they saw. Armed with this knowledge, they decided they were going to, seize Las Guzmas. And they were successful with minor casualties. 8 dead and 32 wounded, I believe, but I may be incorrect about the 32 wounded.
Later, down the road, they went to San Juan Hill to be basically a distraction for another company, I guess you could say, of troops. And they were separated by a pond, and they were going towards another hill. But the Spanish had the upper hand again against the Americans. Roosevelt was very mad, I guess you could say, at Shafter for not giving direct orders.
So basically these dudes attempt to take cover in the tall grass. This, however, turned out to be not that great an idea because they ended up being pinned down by sniper fire, which is precisely what they were attempting to avoid. So, Roosevelt is not having it, and he decides to give his men some inspiration. He's like,
inspiring words.
Yeah, so he says, dudes, we're gonna push up that hill.
Yeah, and we're gonna kill them.
Yeah, and so they do, and they take it.
Later, this is truly basically right after, where they are destroying the Spanish carriers, which I don't know why, but they surrounded the entire place where they were, so they had to destroy them so they could get into Santiago.
Who is they?
The Rough Riders.
Thank you.
Yeah, and within the next while, I guess you could say, they destroyed Santiago, and then they played a key role in winning the rest of the Spanish-American War by assisting the American forces. And the main goal of Santiago was just to get a vantage point, but they did bring down a major fort for Cuba.
So,
a lot of wars took place after Santiago.
Okay, so upon taking Santiago, the Spanish surrendered to Colonel Shafter, and everyone decided, hey, this is pretty good. And they signed an armistice. This, of course, means they will no longer be participating. An armistice is somewhat like a treaty. It's like, hey, let's not shoot each other anymore.
Yeah, we're not gonna kill you. We won't kill you. You don't kill us. Good. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we did not have the time to outline the battles that followed. But with that, we must leave you. Our sources are as follows.
You can read them on your own.
Okay, Wikipedia, nmhistory.org, and...
Thanks for watching, yo.
Yep, that yo was unnecessary. Good night.
No, it wasn't.